Well, I don't know where the fuck the rest of them are, but that's okay. Hey, I'm Geoff. This is off topic. This is going to be a tough one to do today. Hopefully that's obvious to you guys. That's okay. I wanted to talk to you a little bit. I know some of you hate when I have my Geoff talks, but you're going to have to indulge me for a few minutes. I will do my best to make it quickly. I was of three minds on what to do about today's off topic. And I spoke at length with Trevor and Lewis last night until probably 2 a.m. And so I'll just run through the options with you because I want you to understand the thought process. Obviously, Rooster Teeth laid off about 50 people yesterday. You've read the statement from Matt. A fair amount of you have done your armchair CEOing. That's obviously devastating and one of the darkest days in the history of our company. And I hope it's one of the darkest days going forward. So here's the dilemma. Ideally, we would start off topic today and move forward like nothing ever happened. The job is to entertain you people, and we love to do that, and we love you, and we want to entertain you. But at best, I think that not addressing this is foolish, and at worst, it's tone deaf and disrespectful, and I don't want to do that. The other option is to try to craft some sort of a response to make it make sense to you guys. Matt already gave the response. I encourage any of you who haven't read it to read it. It's very honest and transparent and painful. The problem with crafting some sort of a response is, while most of you have been incredibly supportive and kind and sweet, and I thank you, and I will thank you for the rest of my life for the way you've handled this difficult situation for the people that still work here, and unfortunately the people who no longer do. This has been, I think it goes without saying, an incredibly tumultuous and painful 24 hours for us. And most of you have been so gracious and kind, and I thank you. But there's another portion, a much smaller portion, that y'all motherfuckers just want to watch Rome burn. And you've been decrying the end of Rooster Teeth since 2004. You know, people started saying that our days were numbered when we created the Strangerhood and it wasn't a hit. Our sophomore release was a failure. When we created RT Comics, somehow that meant the end of the company. When we did away with mod points and the emotomy, that was it. People were leaving in droves. Rooster Teeth was over. And if you don't know what those things are, you haven't been around as long as you think you have. We have dealt with these crises since almost day one. And for those people, the people that just want to see us fail, there's nothing I can say that's going to make sense to you or that will be enough. You will pick apart my words, my intentions, my syntax, my inflection, and there's not a lot I can do about that. And so I can't assuage you. There's nothing I can do about it. So some crafted response doesn't work either. And then for all of you armchair CEOs out there who know exactly what business decisions we should and shouldn't make and would have done things differently, I get it. It's fine. I harbor no ill will towards you. And I say with sincerity and without malice or sarcasm, I hope you move forward in your lives and you find something you're as passionate about as I am about Rooster Teeth. And I hope you create your own Rooster Teeth in whatever medium it is, whatever industry, and I hope you find success. And I hope you take those instincts and you make that thing successful and you make the right decisions. And when you're faced with adversity and when you're faced with difficult moments, I hope you make the right decisions. You have my support. You really do. The other option was to cancel the podcast, and that's what I was closest to doing today. Because I don't feel particularly joyous, and I know whoever that joins me, if they ever show up, won't feel that way either. But that's also kind of like hiding and sticking our tail between our legs, and that's not who we are either. And at a minimum, there are those of you who choose to support us as first members, and I sincerely thank you for sticking through this with us. As long as you continue to do, and if you no longer support us as a first member, that's cool too. Thank you for the support that you gave us when you did. I genuinely mean that. But those of you that are still here and those of you that are in the chat right now and that are driving on your way to work or at your lunch break and you're listening to this or you're watching this, you paid for a show and you paid for access to that show early and you paid for it at 2:30 Central Time today, and you're going to get it because that's fair. But ultimately, I reached this decision to do this podcast and to have this brief conversation with you as I was driving to work today, because I thought that there's about 50 people, 50 talented, hardworking people who woke up this morning and probably wanted nothing more than to go to work and to do their jobs. And for those people who no longer have that option, it'd be fucking disrespectful for me not to come in and do my job. And so this is off topic, and I'm Geoff Ramsey, and I hope that there are some other people to do this with because I'm running out of stuff to talk about.